Hi there, it's Paul from Wolf Software Systems, and it's Monday morning, and I'm in the office, and it's deserted, apart from me because I'm really an early bird. So it's about 6:30 in the morning, and obviously I listen to what people say on forums and things like that about what's going on. I look at lots of LinkedIn and people talking about configurating Docker and everything like that, and I just think, guys, nobody likes config files. Really, nobody likes them. If you make an error in a config file, things break. Okay, so what with WolfStack, what we do is we take all that away. Like we're building Wolfrun was about replacing Kubernetes with something that's actually usable. The problem with it, what scares me about Kubernetes is that you set it up, you leave the company then has to find someone else who has any understanding of Kubernetes to take it over, who can then go and look through all those YAML files, try and find out what's going on. With WolfStack, so what I'm showing you now is Wolfrun, and basically it is Kubernetes in a way that does, let's turn those on, Kubernetes in a way that allows you just to do it all through a dashboard. And one of the huge problems with any kind, like with Proxmox, with all these things, is networking. It's just horrendous. Docker containers, networking. Getting a software-defined network to work across your cluster can be a real pain. So that's why we built WolfNet, that installs with WolfStack, just builds a 10.10.10 network for you there and then, and it just works. And then when you create containers or VMs or use Wolfrun, for instance, it automatically assigns these addresses. It automatically builds you a load balancer into your Wolfrun clients. You don't have to use this. And also WolfStack installs on top of Proxmox, so you can revitalize your old Proxmox clusters that are not doing very much, give them loads more use of being able to run Docker containers through them. And we've built an app store so that you can just click on the thing and just go install this, and it just installs it. It's just another. I just kind of took out my frustration on coding and built this monster, and also adding things like different themes, and being able to do that's to do with WolfNet, but to do this where you can actually scan all your servers for problems. I mean, there's some of them we know you can do an upgrade of WolfStack across your cluster without doing anything. It takes 30 seconds. You can run a clean utility. There's also in settings we've got a thing for alerting where we can actually, in fact, we have it on our Discord. You'll see WolfStack alert demo, and you can actually see some alerts coming in from WolfStack. So you can Docker or Telegram or whatever. There's just lots of things in the AI agent. If you want to use that, you don't have to use that. I know some people are anti-AI, but it doesn't do anything. It's not allowed to do anything destructive. There's just so much in here. So one thing I wanted to talk about was there was a bit of confusion with one of our clients about clusters and machines. So we call them nodes, but each node is basically a machine. That can be a VPS, it can be a machine sitting at home, it can be a tiny little container somewhere, it can be anything you can run. And then when you add, you just give it a cluster name and you add it to that cluster. It's best to do that straight away, but what he'd done is obviously mistaken that and done two clusters with one machine each in. Don't do that, do one cluster. Now the only reason we've got these separated is because these are all different Proxmox clusters that were built way before WolfStack existed. And this one is a Minio cluster, but we just use it as our test. But we have also set it up on our local networks. Refresh that, it's logged out. So we have it set up on our local networks. This is our local network here, and that's my laptop. And what's cool is I can go home, and because of WolfNet, because WolfNet's configured in it, there are instructions how to do that on our website at wolfstack.org. Because it's configured, it will just pick up this cluster, and I can access anything on any of these machines using my 10.10.10 address. And of course, so they're not linked, so you can't. I mean, you could actually technically link one cluster to another if you wanted to. You just got to watch the IP addresses then, because obviously WolfNet automatically looks for the next IP address, and if you've got two 10.10.10.3s on each on the machines, it might cause a bit of a problem, but it's easy enough to change. I mean, you just go into the container and you pull up the settings, and you go into network, and then you'd set it there. And yeah, and in this case it would be 10.10.10.15 for this particular cluster. That's because we've actually got Wolf-run containers running. Yeah, it's because we've got quite a few Docker instances running on this machine. You can see there. And you know, it's just so easy to use. It really is, and it has. I've built loads of things in, like viewing the system logs without having to go. Viewing the system logs without actually having to go into terminal. Having a built-in MariaDB MySQL database thing. One of our roadmap things is actually to run a lot of different databases on it. So you can just go straight there, and it's like a tool. There's the terminal of the server, and you know, you can go into it. Let's just see. I don't know if we can go into one on this one, but we'll have a go. Yeah, because there you go. That's the terminal of this XLE instance. You know, and you've got routes. You can route things around. So in here, in fact, it's not that one. It's on this one. So in here, I've created a simple route from the IP at the public IP of this machine to 10.10.10.2, which is the, if I go to Wolf-run, is actually the service IP that Wolf-run automatically created. So yeah, so there's quite a lot of things there, and the goal is just to make it a joy to use without having to do any configs or YAMLs. That you could give it to someone and go, there you go, look after that. We need this, and they can build it without having to make config files and then find out the config files don't work, or you know, worst case it runs for a bit without any problems and crashes because of something, you know, because the config files are not right, and that does happen, you know, obviously. So yeah, so there's a lot there, and I do hope you try WolfStack out. So the website is wolfstack.org. And you can go there, and it's got full instructions, which involves get yourself a Linux box of some sort, copy that command and run it. Okay, but do kind of read all the stuff here, and that's all you need to go to get it going. And there's this really interesting comparison chart with they've got AI to do, which has the different comparisons with other different platforms. Yeah, so there you go. So just have a go at it. You know, it's really, it'll run on we wanted it to run on anything. It'll run on your local machine up to, we run 17 servers total with this, in different clusters, and some of them, if it's Proxmox, you just bung it on top of Proxmox, just install it on the Proxmox nodes, and it works. So there you go. Anyway, I do hope you try it out. Wolfstack.org is the website. Have a good read. But the goal is to just make server management and building structures and systems really, really nice and easy, and you know, and I know that might scare people, but it's just so much nicer. Anyway, thanks very much. Have a really good day. Wolfstack.org. If you need some software development done, we are a bunch of free programmers. wolf.uk.com is our site, and we specialise especially in rebuilding old systems that are a bit broken. We're partners with MariaDB, and we're working with IBM as well. Not partners with them, but I hope we do become partners with IBM. This will run on their Power Pro, IBM Power servers. Yeah. So, and also do join our Discord. The links are all on here. We have quite a good Discord group going, for discussion and things like that. And last of all, very important, this software is completely free, but please do think about supporting us on Patreon, whether that's a small donation or whatever. Because if you're using it, just helps us keep funding the development of it. Okay, thanks very much.